And South Australia's local hero for 2012 is Dr. Leon Earle.
Special guests and special people. This is an unexpected but very considerable honour, and I certainly thank the organisers. But in saying a few words, which I've been asked to do, firstly I'd like to acknowledge my parents who, when I was very young, encouraged me to be a person of impact. And when I thought about that, as I grew up, a person of impact is someone who observes, someone who identifies needs, and someone who does something about it with determination and empathy. So I thank my parents for that. I also thank my wife in particular, who is the person that can see things as they should be and make the subtle suggestions to me as to how I might reposition when I'm not quite on the path. So thank you, Jude. And my son similarly, and my daughter. I've received this nomination in terms of sheds. Well, I guess I started doing this work on sheds back in 1978 when I was doing some research for the federal government, and we were trying to find out where senior Australians were and what they were doing in their leisure life. And they weren't appearing in the statistics. So we started watching backyards, and we noticed all these blokes going out at about 7:30, often with packed lunches, to their sheds. And they would spend the day there. Sometimes they would come in for lunch and morning tea and afternoon tea. But then when I had a good look, I thought, right, this is where people are at, and I'm always interested in finding out where people are at and what they're doing. But these sheds tended to be centres of isolation and not social centres. So we researched sheds and we found all sorts of things. Now, this is certainly not the case in South Australia, I'm told, but in the other states, women go out to sheds. They open the door and they look in there and they say, "I'd like to get rid of all this junk." Now, in South Australia, the ladies know that those things are the blokes past, present and future. And that could be taken away in one instant because they've got all these things they've been working on, they've got the things they're doing now and all those bits of pipe and wood there, they're going to do that and they're going to do this. So sheds do have a role, but we tried to make them more social, so we started the idea of community sheds, but also sheds in nursing homes around the country and retirement villages. And it's interesting how people with dementia can look at pictures in the shed. We don't give them saws and hammers when they've had dementia in their 90s and so on, but I remember one person, and there's a famous footballer in South Australia. This person hadn't spoken to anyone for some time, and he kept pointing at one of the pictures, and I think it might have been the 1956 Premiership team, whatever team, but Port Adelaide, and he kept pointing and he was saying, Lloyd Zucker. Now, John Halbert is here, and I'm sure he would remember Lloyd Zucker, who was a ruckman. And that fellow would go in there every day in the shed, and about twice a week he would remember and say, Lloyd Zucker. So there's a lot yet to be done with sheds, but the determination to make them social centres, bring blokes together, share, do things for the community, and then do something productive as a result, and also get those successful indicators for their own personal lifestyle. So thank you very much to the organisers, and thank you very much to the people that are present here and have acknowledged this special evening. And I wish the other three nominees all the best. I've read your bios, and it's very, very impressive what you've done. So my commitment is to wish everyone here well in their transition from what is to what can be. Thank you.